What's up guys? This video will be kind of different. I just finished my nutrition coaching and I wanted to share that journey with you, but I thought that wouldn't be as valuable without like the history. Also, when I follow people on social media, I like to see where they started and their journey to know like how relatable it is to me, if you know what I mean. I would very much like to know like how her dieting history has been, training history, when did she start to train and how much, and how has she eaten, how has her weight been like over the years. Those types of things really interest me because then I know if I can really relate to that person or not. That's why I wanted to share like my entire journey with you, just so you know where I started and how I got here. We will see how long this video turns out because I might have to like cut it in two and have two parts. So I thought I would just start at the beginning. My voice is already starting to get raspy. I don't think I need to go like way back, but yeah, when I was little I was always very tiny. I was very short. I grew a bit slower than the rest of them. In 2002, 2003, I was about like 12 years old or something. I started soccer and I started junior high school in 2004. And I don't really remember like thinking that much about food and stuff, at least not at the beginning. I've always had a large appetite. Like my family can attest to that. From when I was little, I ate so much. I played soccer almost like 5 to 7 days a week. I would eat so many sandwiches late at night that my dad had to cut me off at some point. But it didn't really matter because I was so active, so I never gained any weight from it. I had a big appetite. I was very active. So in 2007 I was 16 years old. That's when I started high school. And as I said, I stopped doing soccer like at the end of junior high school. So I started like gaining a little bit more weight after that because I still had that big appetite, but my activity level was so much lower. And when I started high school, I think my activity level went even more down and I continued to eat quite drastically. And I also think that when you start high school, you get more like unhealthy habits. We used to go to the grocery store in our time off and buy this big like a big bread with like melted cheese on top and put like meatballs inside. And yeah, I remember we ate pretty unhealthy at that time and I didn't really work out at all. So I started to gain weight when it came closer to 2008. So 2008 and 2009, I think I was like at my highest. My weight around then had usually been around 55 kilos, but at the most it was 67 kilos, I think. And that was quite a lot for me, like my petite frame. What's also kind of typical is that from like 2008, 2009, there are barely any pictures of me. I don't really remember taking any pictures or any like film. I was always the one who was behind the camera taking the pictures and filming, and I dreaded being on camera. And I always wore big large clothes. I never wore a bikini. I wore a shorts. I wore like bathing shorts and I wore those for years. And yeah, I was really unhappy with my body at that point. That was 2008, 2009. And then later in 2009 I started to work. I worked at a little kiosk. I think it's called kiosk. It's kind of like a gas station but just without the gas. And I worked quite a lot and I also started to work out a bit. So I did some strength training, maybe a couple of times a week, and it was crazy. I don't remember like trying to lose weight, but at that time I think I lost 12 kilos over like 2 months or something. It was crazy. My activity level went up, so I just dropped weight like this, and I guess my body wasn't even like used to having that much weight on, so it was easy for me to lose all those like 12 kilos that I had gained. Then in 2010 I started college. I moved to a small town 2 hours north of Oslo. Yeah, I'm from Oslo. So I moved to a small town 2 hours north, and being up there I had so much more like spare time, so I joined a gym that was basically next door. It was just like 1 minute walk, and it was open 24/7. So I joined that gym and I worked out maybe 6 days a week. I was like crazy, like 5-6 days a week. And I really started to get into like strength training and weightlifting, and I also got more like conscious of what I ate, so I tried to eat healthy. I didn't really know that much about macros. I had like basic understanding of calories and macros, and I tried to eat like clean. I tried to eat unprocessed foods. I tried to make like low carb recipes, and I tried to eat a lot of vegetables as well, so I got more conscious about the food I ate back then, and that really made me see some changes. I put on a bunch of muscle, and I always had like the from playing soccer, we also did strength training back then, so my body had like some muscle memory, I think. I don't think it took me that long to gain quite a bit of muscle, particularly in my upper body. I was quite muscular back then, and I found like a progress picture I took in 2012, and it's like kind of embarrassing looking back at it right now, but I'm so glad that I did, because now I get to see how I looked. And I always felt very comfortable with my upper body because I had gained a lot of muscle there, and I felt fit, but I always struggled with my lower body. I never really felt like I lost the fat I wanted on my lower body. So I still continued to wear like bathing shorts, and sometimes I wore like big t-shirts that would go over my butt because I felt a little bit uncomfortable with my lower body back then. Then in 2015, I think I was 24 years old. I moved back to Oslo and I got my first like real job. I still did strength training, weightlifting for maybe 5 days a week or something. I think my body pretty much stayed the same throughout all those years, like when I gained all the muscle back in college, and when I got a job in 2015, and then 2016, and then 17. I think my body looked the same all those years. I did the same amount of training. I think I tried to lose more fat. I wanted to lose more fat in my lower body, but I struggled so much with it. I think I tracked for periods of time, I tracked my food, but I remember I struggled so much with losing like the fat I wanted. I wasn't big at all. I just was not happy with how I looked, and looking back at it, it was very much up here. I just didn't feel comfortable in my own body. Like, I didn't feel comfortable with my legs, with my butt. I didn't dare to wear a bikini. So that has been something I have struggled with throughout the years. Then in 2018, I got a new job, and at the end of the year, me and Matt got together. And those first months of us like getting together is just like this beautiful haze of butterflies and adrenaline. I don't remember anything about what we ate and how much I worked out. I don't remember. I'm sorry, when I talk a lot, my voice gets really raspy, so that's why it's going down like this. And then in 2019, I think it was February, that was the first time I heard about keto, and I wanted to try it out for 2 reasons. I wanted to lose some body fat on my lower body that I could never seem to get rid of, but also I had struggled with stomach issues for years, and I maybe should have said that earlier, but I struggled so much with like stomach ache and like bloating and stuff after every meal. and I tried to eliminate things. I tried to eliminate gluten. I tried to go like lactose free, and nothing really seemed to work. And it was basically after every big meal I had this insane stomach ache. I was so bloated and I had to lay down. So I really struggled with that. So when I heard about keto, I thought that it sounded very interesting. So I remember being at work and I texted Matt and said, I've heard this thing. I read a little bit about keto. I think maybe I want to try it out. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out. So from that day, we eliminated carbs altogether. That was so crazy. I remember back then, the first 3 or 4 days, I was so like lethargic and fatigued, and the keto flu kind of hit me so hard. I just laid on the couch and I could barely get up. I was so tired. I don't really want to go that like detailed into keto right now because that would make this video super long, but I can make a different video about my experience with keto. So if you want to see that, then comment below and I will do that. Yeah, and when you start keto, you have to think about low carb. That's kind of like the first thing you think about. Low carb, and you need to get enough fat to be like fueled, to have energy. I didn't really think that much about calories when I started. My main issue was like keeping the carbs low. So and a lot of people, when they do that, they like automatically eat less. That was not the case for me. I ate a little bit more, so I started to gain weight on keto actually, and it didn't really matter because keto made me feel so good. Like my stomach issues were gone. No more stomach issues. It was great. I struggled with not feeling full or satisfied after each meal. So I think I might have gone a bit overboard on my calories, but my stomach issues were totally gone. So, and I felt amazing, like in my head. Mentally, I felt amazing. Get this mental clarity, and I felt like accomplished, and it was just mentally it was the best feeling ever, and in my stomach. But my workouts were really lacking, and I think that also is the reason why I gained a lot of weight, because I didn't really have the energy to work out as I usually did. Weightlifting became so much more hard, and I felt really like lethargic in my workouts. So I think that also is kind of a reason why I gained weight. So yeah, we started in February, and then in April we went to Australia to visit Matt's sister for her wedding. I kind of got a wake-up call when we went there, because I brought a lot of my summer clothes. A lot of them didn't fit me and they always had, so that's kind of when I realized that okay, I have gained some weight. So yeah, we got home. I think I tried to be more conscious of the calories when we came home. We had like summer vacation and stuff, so after the summer, I think it was the 3rd of September, we started our like cut. That's when me and Matt decided we wanted to lose weight. I don't think I needed the cut. I think I needed to gain muscle because I had lost a lot of muscle from not being able to perform in the gym. So I don't think a cut was exactly what I needed back then. I think we did that. We had our cut until like January or February or something. I regret doing that cut now, because I went all the way down to I think maybe 1200 calories or something, and during that cut I did not have anything to fuel my workouts, so I lost a ton of muscle during that cut, and I did lose a lot of weight, a lot of like fat as well. But at the end of the cut, I don't really, when I look back at the pictures now, I don't really like how I look. I might look skinny and you can really see that there's no fat around my like stomach and stuff, but I feel like all the muscles are gone and I look kind of like dragged, and if I could take it back I would. That was not a good decision. So in February 2020 I learned more and more about metabolism, and I did a lot of research into like increasing my metabolism, fixing my metabolism, and I understood that my metabolism might have been so like broken from that cut, so I decided that I needed to like bulk, and when I say bulk, I just knew that I had to get my metabolism up. So I knew I needed to eat more, I needed to gain more muscle, and just like fix the feeling of like being lethargic and fatigued all the time. So we have reached 2020 and I have talked for so long, so I think I'll end the video here, and my next video will be 2020, like my fitness journey this year, including a bulk and my nutrition coaching, and where I'm at right now and what I'm thinking for the future. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. My head hurts so bad. My cheek hurts, my head hurts, my voice is raspy. I need to lay down. I'm a mess. Okay, bye. Bye.